Hello and welcome to English Sphere Podcast, where stories teach us lessons for life in simple English. Today, we'll listen to 3 inspiring stories that come from Islamic wisdom, but their lessons are universal. They're about honesty, forgiveness, and kindness, values that make us better human beings no matter who we are. So take a deep breath, relax, and just listen. Let these stories guide your heart and improve your English. Story 1. The Honest Shopkeeper. Once, in a small and quiet village, there lived a man who owned a little shop. He wasn't rich, but he was known by everyone for his honesty and kind heart. One day, a poor boy entered the shop. He looked shy and nervous. He said, "Sir, I don't have enough money, but I'm very hungry. Can you please help me?" The shopkeeper smiled and said softly, "My son, take what you need. Money comes and goes, but kindness stays forever." The boy took some food and left with a grateful smile. A few days later, people in the village started talking about the shopkeeper's generosity. More and more people came to his shop, not just to buy things, but to meet the man who treated everyone with respect and love. Years passed, and his small shop became a successful business. But he never changed. He always said, "Honesty brings blessings, and kindness brings peace." And that's true. Being honest doesn't only build a business, it builds a good name, a good life, and a good heart. Story 2. The Power of Forgiveness. One day, a man was walking through a crowded market. Suddenly, another man pushed him and shouted angrily. Everyone expected a fight, but the first man just looked at him and said quietly, "May peace be upon you." Then he walked away. People were surprised. Someone asked him later, "Why didn't you respond to his anger?" He smiled and said, "If I shout back, what makes me different from him?" Peace is better than pride. This story reminds us that forgiveness is not weakness. It's power under control. When we forgive, we protect our peace. When we let go of hate, our hearts become free. It's easy to react with anger, but it takes courage to stay calm. And in life, calm people are the strongest ones. Story 3. The Kind Woman and the Thirsty Dog. A woman was walking on a hot, sunny day. She felt tired and thirsty. When she reached a well, she saw a dog standing nearby. The dog was panting, trying to lick drops of water from the ground. She took off her shoe, filled it with water, and gently gave it to the dog to drink. The animal drank happily, and she smiled. She didn't know that this small act of mercy would become the reason for her forgiveness and peace. This story teaches us something simple yet powerful. Kindness has no size, big or small, it always matters. When you help someone, you are also helping your own soul grow softer, brighter, and more peaceful. Even one act of compassion can change your life forever. Page 3. Brill. Strongly. Reflection. And closing. So, what did we learn today? Honesty earns respect. Forgiveness brings peace. Kindness opens the doors of mercy. You don't need to be famous or powerful to make the world better. You just need a good heart. Start today. Be honest in your words, gentle in your actions, and forgiving in your heart. That's the real meaning of success. Thank you for listening to English Sphere Podcast. If you enjoyed today's stories, please subscribe and share this episode with someone who loves learning English through stories. Remember, the best way to improve your English is to listen with your heart. Because when you feel the story, you remember the words. May your day be full of peace, kindness, and wisdom. See you in the next episode.